Good morning, everyone. So here we are on Friday already. Today we have a look at Saint Athanasius. He was born in Alexandria, so he was in the early church, early 4th century. That's a mid area. And Saint Athanasius was a man who grew up and was fiercely opposed to Arianism. Okay, so I don't know what that is. Arianism is the belief that God created Jesus, and therefore Jesus was not the equal of God the Creator. That's effectively Arianism. In other words, the life and death of Jesus was just a series of miraculous demonstrations of the power of the Father. In other words, Jesus was just manipulated by God. That's Arianism. It separates God and man. Saying God is supreme, yeah, God is, but Jesus is part of God, or Jesus is God. And so, that's not their belief. They believe that the separation is real. In terms of where that leaves us today, we have a look at the gospel and the feeding of the 5,000 people. Feeding 5,000 people could not have been the work of just an ordinary human being. Only God could have done this. And so we find those who would say, no, well, Jesus was just an instrument. The Father was actually performing the miracle. Jesus was just a mechanism to allow it to happen. It's interesting that Jesus was the one who died on the cross. Not sure he was doing that just as a means. So we do have many heresies around these days, people who would argue that, oh no, there are coincidences and that miracles are only provided from above, and that Jesus was not actually God. There are real people there are people who have that real conviction. We must watch out for those heresies, and they are heresies. We can't involve ourselves in that at all. Let's keep honest about our faith. We do that by understanding what it is that Jesus has taught us. There's the book, The Teaching of Christ. Not just that book, there are plenty of them. But let's look at the teaching of Christ, not just what everybody else says. Keep yourself safe. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.